Hello everyone, ladies, gentlemen, and otaku alike. This is Recall Reviews. Atillio back here again, and I'm joined by
Crazy Stargazer. Hi, how's it going, guys?
They have to, unless if this planet is Space Japan.
Yeah, it's just like, how do we get off this planet? Oh no.
Space Japan.
Space Japan.
But yeah, so it's like, so I also like that they put the old movie filter on that too.
Oh yes, of course.
With the crackling lines and they really did their best to make it seem like one of those old 50s or 60s samurai movies.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the effort that they took to do that. They're not much in the writing sense to talk about in this episode. It's just kind of a straightforward, I have sword, you are evil, we fight.
Well, I think that for Visions, it's kind of like spitballing ideas. So, number one, I don't think anything in Visions is canon.
No, like, this is definitely, like, would be considered legends.
But I did see that they were willing to make some novels and books about some of the characters.
Okay.
So it might be... So, have fun with it, guys. Either you can say it happened, or you can say maybe there's stories that people in universe heard about. Or you can just say it's its own universe. You know? I wouldn't be too uptight about the canon of this. Just go in as if you were experiencing Star Wars for the first time.
And like, keep in mind with stuff like, you know, that's considered non-canon and legends now. The old Dark Forces and Jedi and Jedi Academy games from the old Windows days in the 90s and early 2000s, Jedi Outcast and then Jedi Academy and all that. The character Kyle Katarn was a major Star Wars player at that time in the main canon until Disney bought up, you know, Star Wars and then said, okay, Kyle Katarn never existed, none of that is canon, and now Jyn Erso stole the Death Star plans. Because originally, Kyle Katarn led the mission to steal the Death Star plans.
Oh.
And that was this basic story of Star Wars Dark Forces, of the first game in that series.
Oh, okay.
You know, and it's a great Doom clone. That's a little more in depth because it has like just great world building. You know, so like you're doing missions for Mon Mothma. They talk about the Dark Troopers, which if that sounds familiar to you at all, the Dark Troopers were a player at the, you know, in Mandalorian Season 2. They were kind of like the main foil that the heroes couldn't beat until Luke Skywalker came in and saved him at the end.
It's funny that you mentioned that. One thing that I always wanted to see in Star Wars media was the actual galactic war. Because I feel like we don't actually know how the good guys won. We saw the big battles, but we didn't see all the little skirmishes that led to that. And you get that with like Rogue One and what you mentioned, Star Wars Dark Forces. So more of those stories, like just the average dude in the war would be cool.
Like, that's really what Clone Wars and the Rebels show were. It was, here's all those in-between things that you didn't see while we're expanding on the overall universe.
Exactly.
Like Darth Maul was a major player.
Apparently, but you wouldn't know that if you saw the movie. If you're going all the movies.
If you only watched the movies, all this extended universe stuff is great because there's so much lore in Star Wars, and there's so much that can be done, and so many characters that should interact, that now today, because we actually have people who are trying to write and produce for the fan. Fucking Ahsoka Tano met Luke finally.
Yeah.
And we got to see it.
Who would have thought?
And they're teasing more.
I mean, I will always say that's the best attribute to Star Wars is the creativity and the idea that everybody in the universe has a story.
Yes.
Like, it's walking into the Mos Eisley Cantina for the first time in Tatooine.
Even that little boy at the end of The Last Jedi who grabbed the mop with the Force.
Yes. It's this idea that all the characters are just have an interesting story and can meet, and you have no idea what they were up to before you met them.
Like, we're gonna get, in Mandalorian season 3, I've been following the production and behind the scenes a lot, and we're supposed to get, Luke giving Mando a Din Djarin, because now his name's actually been officially. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think they said his actual name at all in seasons 1 and 2. I think it was just in Book of Boba Fett we finally learned his name. But we're gonna get more Mando interacting with Luke. We're gonna get Luke and Ahsoka teaming up.
Yes.
We're gonna get Luke, Leia, and Han together on screen again.
I will say that I always had a suspicion that we didn't see the best of Luke. I always felt like we didn't see Luke in his heyday because after Return of the Jedi, it was Luke having beaten his big enemy, but now he kind of has to reign over his kingdom, as it were. He needs to establish himself as the top dog, and he kind of is, because he kind of is at that point.
We know Luke eventually becomes Grandmaster Luke.
Yes,
but we never get to see that journey. But one of the shows that they're working on is called Jedi Knight, and it's about Luke running the
that would be cool.
the Jedi Academy, and it's actually kind of cool. They're gonna recast Luke in this one. See, here's the thing. They've got two plans. They had the new actor of who was gonna play Luke in all the cameos, but they're doing the facial reconstruction with a body double for the cameos in Mando and Ahsoka.
Oh, okay.
But they're going with the new actor because it's less expensive than doing CG and face, and because that's a lot of work. But the actor that they got for young Luke is Sebastian Stan, who honestly looks the part.
I haven't heard if he actually would. I don't know how he'd approach the role. Do you think he'd be into it?
They've been talking about it in deals for years about it. Now, since it looks like he's not going to be doing any more Marvel for a little while, he's got some free time in his filming schedule to work on some Star Wars.
And I like how they just trade actors. They probably just walk down the lot from each other, to be honest.
Yeah, so
one of them should be cheeky, and we should see Cap Shield in the Death Star or lightsaber. It would just be cheeky.
And hey, is that a Space Falcon?
Damn it! Now we gotta recut the film.
Yeah, but Sebastian Stan is supposed to play young Luke in the full series.
That would be cool.
But we're getting the CG head and face Mark Hamill Luke in Mando season 3 and 4 and Ahsoka Tano and other cameo things, because that's kind of like a for the fans thing. Sebastian Stan is for the long term goal.
I would say that Well, kind of wrapping back to our review, I feel like we kind of digressed for a hot second.
Oh yeah, no, without a doubt. I've been a Star Wars fiend for like for like months now, since Book of Boba Fett came out. I've just been a Star Wars fiend. I watched all of Rebels. I finished Clone Wars season 7. You know, we're starting Visions now.
Yeah.
And, you know, so oh man, you know, just and there's so much to look forward to coming out now.
Yes, it's really cool because we're getting all these like new shows and they're all coming out. I would say that the shows are probably more interesting than the movies right now.
See, yes, because a show, especially with a limited series where your episode can be as long as you need to tell the story, you know, and like 5 to 6 episodes that average anywhere from 30 minutes to 52 minutes, give or take, you can really do a lot more world building. Like, there's supposedly a cut of Revenge of the Sith that's 4 hours long.
I will also say that series kinds of lends itself to that old 20s style of Buck Rogers going to a serial, watching old-timey sci-fi that Lucas was so inspired by too.
That's basically what these are, is they're making movie serials with film with damn near film budgets.
Yes.
And it's like, you know, granted, where a lot of like actual film serials from the 30s and 40s were like, you know, 15 to 20 chapters long, I love the old like 1943 and 1949 like Batman movie serials, but it's like 5 hours of footage.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like 5 hours of 1940s Batman and Robin. I mean, it's great. You get to see kind of like what the world was like then. But, you know, now we have these 6-episode chapters, and they're not listed as episodes on the, you know, app on Disney Plus. They're you know, chapters of this isolated story, and we're getting this story that ties into the greater, you know, greater universe. Yeah.
Yes. Kind of wrapping back to this, I actually had a theory for this guy. Okay, so let's call him Ronan, I guess.
Master Ronan,
Master Ronan. So we know that Ronan has a red lightsaber, and he says he's not a Jedi. So obviously he must be a Sith. Or I'm willing to bet he's a Sith.
See, I would agree because of the fact he had the red lightsaber.
Yes.
But we've seen in the past a Jedi has used a red lightsaber when needed.
Well, true.
Because, like, there was these great couple of episodes where Obi-Wan and Asajj Ventress were locked up in this ship with Darth Maul and his brother. And they needed to survive and work together to fight Maul and his brother. So Obi-Wan didn't have his lightsaber. So he was using one of Asajj Ventress' sabers.
Yes.
And it's just this cool little thing. And it was a visual... I mean, CG animated or not, you get to see Obi-Wan fight with the red lightsaber. And you never would have thought you'd see that.
Now, a Jedi can fight with a red lightsaber, just like a non-Force user can use a lightsaber, but they typically don't like to. And there's a reason why it becomes red. For lore reasons.
Yeah.
But...
make the crystal bleed.
It bleeds. But I think that this is interesting because you could also see that he was collecting the red, specifically red Kyber crystals. Much like Grievous, he was collecting
So you think he might have been a survivor of Order 66?
No. I think he was a survivor of Darth Bane.
Oh, so you think then that this could take place during the
past.
the old Republic era?
Either the old Republic era, or he somehow is still doing Sith, or he's a Sith-like person still doing Sith things. So I think he's collecting kyber crystals from Sith because he either, one, wants the rule of two, and doesn't like weaker Sith. I think he is going out to purposely hunt other Sith who he thinks are weaker than him. Because there can only be one strong Sith at a time.
Well, that was actually... let's see if I have my lore cap on.
I do want to make one more thing. The reason why I think it's two is because he gives one kyber crystal to the kid.
So, like, he's gonna eventually come back to train the kid to be his apprentice or something?
He's gonna either come back to train the kid, or maybe he's not the good guy.
Oh, probably
and
not.
Maybe he's gonna come back and do something dramatic to the kid. To make him a Sith. Wouldn't it be ironic, dark twist, if he came back and destroyed the very village he once saved?
To be honest, I don't even think he was really trying to save the village. I think he was just mad that his droid got hit.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of leeway here. You can really say, oh yeah, he was looking out for the villagers. But was he, though?
Yeah, that's why, like, I would say there was very little writing in the episode.
Yeah, it's just so vague that you can take it anywhere.
But it's a fun little ride, and I would not object to a couple more episodes set in wherever that is to expand that part of the universe.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely. Visions is an episodic anime series. Each episode is like a different self-contained story within the Star Wars universe.
Yes, they take Star Wars isms, but don't take necessarily the canon so seriously. So they have all the cool parts, their lightsabers, your lasers, and they just say, okay, what if we had those, but without all the canon of having to remember all the previous characters?
Pretty much.
And I think, and of course, you come up with really exciting stuff.
And based on the trailers and thumbnails I've seen, this first episode is the only one animated like this.
Specifically like this, yes.
Yeah. The rest all have a more traditional anime aesthetic.
Yes.
Some more bubbly than others.
Some more bubbly.
But yeah. Well. Any last.
Last thoughts? More animated Star Wars would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of animated projects coming out, though. Like one of the, like a couple new seasons of the CG shows, and one that's supposed to take place after episode 9, 10 years after, with an older Rey, and it's supposed to be a motion capture CG series that almost looks like live action. So what they're basically saying is the series itself is going to be like an ultra high fidelity, ultra high realistic video game cutscene. So think like Uncharted 4, which is the most realistic looking to live people game we've seen.
Wow.
So think that, but a Star Wars series.
I will always say, another thing about Star Wars, aside from the amazing plot and characters, is how they always push the special effects. They pushed it in the 80s. Lucas pushed it with his prequels in the 90s, and they're pushing it with the Mando and everything, because every time a Star Wars picture comes out, the technology progresses.
I mean, especially if you hear some of the like animated sets that they use on Mando and are using currently on Obi-Wan, where they have the actors on this set, and it's this big LCD room that they're in, where the backgrounds and scenery are being projected in front of them.
Yeah.
So, and I was listening to Ewan McGregor and Pedro Pascal talk about this on Actors on Actors. A great little half-hour like conversation between the two of them. Ewan McGregor was talking about how it's incredible to come back to play this character again with all the new technology, and how when he was working on the prequel trilogy, there were many days where he was on set and it was green walls, green floor, blue walls, blue floor, and that was it. Like they would make a walkway for whatever was going to be the physical thing that they're standing on in that set, but everything else was all blue. But with this new technology, the new set technology, they have, you know, the set coming to life around them, and they're on the deserts of Tatooine, or they're in the Mos Eisley Canteen, or they're wherever in the space. You know, it's just this incredible new leap in technology.
Yeah, and I think it shows.
Oh yeah, without doubt. Like it definitely gives. I mean, because you're actually seeing it there on screen, like almost as if it's on location or a practical effect. That, you know, it gives you the feeling that it's more real than a green screen would. It's like the and this is gonna sound silly. It's like the difference between the cornfield in Joss Whedon's Justice League and the cornfield in Zack Snyder's Justice League. One of those cornfields feels like Superman and Lois are really standing there, and the other feels like a giant green room. But this was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to see the rest of Star Wars Visions and kind of posting up little episodes like this. Don't know how much of the conversation will or won't be cut down, but
well, maybe they won't be discussions about Vision so much as a discussion about Star Wars at this point.
Next time we'll try to keep it more contained to specific the episode. But yeah, if you want to see some more other Star Wars content on this channel too, I am going to be I've been doing Let's Plays, and because that and these videos are more convenient and quicker to work on than my usual reviews, which I am still working on those, don't worry. But I'm going to be doing a Let's Play for the original Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's going to be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
You know, it's been a long time since I've played that game, so hopefully everything feels new, and I'll get to listen to more Morrison speaking in my ear and all those cutscenes.
Yes.
We're here with the 501st.
The 501st.
You know, we were with this Jedi, and it was
cold, dark, and rainy.
And then it was a sad day. You know, we all had to choke back, and we. But no, and it was great to see him back as Boba Fett. I hope we see him as a middle-aged Rex in Obi-Wan. And I hope we see him as old Rex in Ahsoka Tano.
Oh my god.
Because Ahsoka takes place after Episode 6, and one of the soldiers on Endor you see in Episode 6 is an old tan man with a white beard, and that retroactively became Rex.
Yes.
So that retroactively is Rex. So we know he's alive in Episode 6. But, alright, cool. Well, thank you for watching. Tune in next time.